GNT episode 144. Sorry for the late start, but we're going to make it up. Trust me, we're going to make it up with a great conversation. All this week is going to be a great conversation. Episode 144. Welcome aboard. GNT, welcome back. Can't wait to have this conversation with my boys. I'm not going to hold up the progress and anything. Bird Gang is in the building. Bird Gang, what's up, brother?
Hey, yo, what's going on, Cap? And everyone that's tuning in for GNT Sportstalk, welcome. Another episode. Let's get into it.
Tone the promoter.
Yizzo. What's going on, GNT Sportstalk? Episode 144, man. Like he said, man. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, we got a lot to discuss. I mean, we can always go back and start with this LeBron James thing, right? And we're not going to do that yet. I thought it would probably be best to talk about that blasphemy that they talked about when it comes to these quarterbacks and these NFL streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, first off, they got my man Jalen Hurts disrespected, straight disrespected. Number 16 top quarterback in the league. But I digress. Because they got Tone's favorite guys like number 1 on this list. But before we just surf over all this information, Bird Gang, if you don't mind, break it down to everybody. What exactly are we talking about?
So we're gonna jump into the topic of them drastically minimizing the play of Jalen Hurts specifically, but the top 5 quarterbacks that Tone wanted to bring up last week when we ended episode 143, where we wanted to get into the topic. So let's see what's going on.
Said Brian ain't good in the East. Nick's still going back to the finals. Not at all.
I would say he's a Knicks fan, but it says Hawks _Atlanta. So probably I would assume he's a.
Yeah, you remember Mr. ATL? You remember ATL? It's good to see you again, bro. Thanks for showing up again, man. Thanks for being here with us. We really appreciate you. But we highly disagree. Forget the Knicks. Can't stand
it. He feel like that because he know the Hawks ain't got a shot. So that's why he feel like the Knicks gonna go back to the finals. Yeah, even if LeBron don't come here, the Sixers is going further than the Hawks. I'll tell you that. And the Knicks we got something to say to them too. So you know what I mean? Like, yeah, we ready.
He said, I'm just being real. Knicks got the best starting 5 in the league. Do they now, though?
If the Sixers get LeBron, I would beg to differ that.
Yo, listen, man. The Knicks was on a run last year. They played well. They took care of business. It wasn't about them having they got the best 5 in the league. You stop it. At least not now. Like I said, come on, man. From point guard to center, our roster looking very nice. Right, like I said, right now. And you add LeBron, what? Come on, man. Stop.
There you go. Sean, welcome back, bro. Good to see you, man.
What up, Sean?
Good to see you. All right, so look. Top quarterbacks for this upcoming NFL season. We have to talk about this because it's been just surfacing. The disrespect has been surfacing. The high praise for these quarterbacks has been surfacing. And it just makes absolutely no sense at all. But I see ATL don't want to let go of the Sixers thing. Sixers, so they got to hold up. Well, Embiid's knees cooked.
We know that. We know that already. We know that. But there's 3 other players on the squad that got something to say about that. So we ain't worried about Embiid needs no more.
We only need Embiid for about 25 games. And every single bit of those 25 games can be after the season. we need Embiid during the playoffs. And we know that his knees are shot, but I'm pretty sure he got about 30 games potentially in him to play. So we'll see. Okay. Can we get his quarterback conversation? So by any chance, Bergang, do you have the list and what they gave?
No, I'm not. I don't have the list up because I'm on IG on the phone right now.
Oh, that's right. Give me a second because I had the list up and then it went away. Give me a second.
Well, we know Josh Allen was ranked was 1.
Eagles, go Eagles. Hey, Sean, thanks for spelling Eagles correct, man. I appreciate you, bro. Sean started off on a good note, man.
There you go. It's still early.
God, I'm going. You know what? As I go ahead and search for this and see exactly what they wrote, because for some reason, everything I have right now is all discombobulated. But hey, Tone, it's time to get into the conversation of who do you believe is your top 5 quarterbacks when it comes to this upcoming year.
Yeah, like you said, you trying to get the list up of quarterbacks that they had the rankings, this and that. I don't know what they really base it off of anymore. Like, I don't know if stats is just the case. Clearly we see that winning doesn't, I guess, matter. You know what I mean? When it comes to being the best at something. I guess if you could sell tickets, put butts in the seat, you're a great, you're marketable, face for TV, great smile, you know what I mean? Like all that cool stuff. It seems like that's what's really the narrative to push. Like just seems like everything is just business related more than like being what's real. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, yeah, like I said, I don't know what they really base it off of. If it's just that, then I guess I would have to just understand and come to grips with the decision making that the league does. But if we want to go into the conversation of my top 5, like I said, I wish we could compare. You know what I'm saying? Unless you do, have it at some point, Cat. But my top 5. You said you do have it.
Yep, I'm about to pull it up on the screen. But you keep talking, bro. I got you.
So my top 5 is at number 1. I got Pat Mahomes. Of course, his winning, his trajectory of winning, that he's done, man, the way he's done it. Definitely future Hall of Famer. We see it. He's great at what he does. And, I mean, I don't care if he tore his ACL last year, I'm saying, I still put my bread on Pat Mahomes. Number 2, Matt Stafford. I say I got Staffy at the number 2. Again, another winning quarterback. I think he's precise. He leads the offense very well. You know what I'm saying? He's accurate. He's a leader, true leader out there, man. Heard he's broken a lot of pinkies out there, you know what I'm saying, with how tight and how fast he can throw the football, man. So I give nod to Steph. At number 2. Number 3, I got to go with the 2-time MVP, Lamar Jackson. It's just like I said, I think being a dual threat that he is, man, he's great at what he does. No, he hasn't won anything meaningful, you know what I'm saying, in his career, but I do believe that he's a great, great top talent if we're talking about a quarterback in the NFL. Number 4, I get a nod to Jalen Hurts. I give it to Jalen Hurts, you know what I'm saying, on the strip of course, we've seen him, lead the franchise to 2 Super Bowls. I mean, winning one of them, performing well in both. He's never missed the playoffs as a starting quarterback, so obviously winning is a pedigree that he definitely has. Super Bowl MVP. You know what I mean? Lee's a great leader. You know what I'm saying? Great, like I said, for TV, the smile and the Dr. Seuss quotes he be saying, like, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. But, you know what I'm saying, like I said, I give it to him. And number 5, you know what I'm saying, I don't know if this is still some bias love, but I gotta give it to Dak Prescott, man. Like I really think Ball is a decent quarterback, man. No, hasn't won anything. Been in an MVP conversation, you know what I'm saying, a few times in his career. You know what I mean? Of course, yes, he can put up the stats, he can put up the numbers. One thing he hasn't done, in his career is win a big game. But like I said, we talking about playing quarterback, decision making, shit, man. Him and CD got a great relationship. Him and Pickens developed some Greek, you know what I mean, or looking like they could develop some Greek, you know what I mean. So that's my top 5 in the NFL right now.
ATL said no order: Mahomes, Lamar, Burrow, Hurts, and Josh Allen. Yeah, that's a good 5 right there. That's a good 5, and it makes sense. Go ahead, Bird Gang.
I actually, I got, what is it? 3? No, actually 4. We got 4 in common. In the top 5 that Tone mentioned. So obviously 1, I got Patty. For all those reasons that Tone said. I mean, obviously that's just a given there. Number 2, my number 2 is actually Jalen Hurts. I got Hurts ranked twice. Number 2, obviously he won one, then to another one. He performed at the high level during both Super Bowls and was able, to secure one. Number 3, I have Stafford. He came in 3rd for me. Number 4, I actually got Josh Allen. I got Josh Allen over Lamar Jackson, which is my 5th. Only because I feel like when it comes to Josh Allen, I think he did, if not the same or a little bit less than Jackson, but I feel like Jackson had the better weapons and the better coach. More seasoned coach with Harbaugh versus McDermott. And then obviously, I feel like Lamar at some point during his career, he's always had the security blanket of Andrews. Not until just last year where, the running back with Cooks and Buffalo doing good. I feel like Josh Allen has been doing a little bit more with a little bit less. That's the only reason. But those two could flip flop there between the 4th and 5th. And then the honorable mention that I just had outside of that would have been Joe Burrow. But those are my top 5s. I went with the winning approach as far as like making it to the big game and the performance during the season. Obviously the numbers aren't there for Hurts, but when he does get to the big game, he wins it. And that's what made it a deciding factor between bumping him all the way up to 2nd and flip flopping him and Stafford there.
So, hey, ATL, I'm assuming you meant to say Dak. I see the Seanisms that's starting to, bleed into all the rest of our crew. But I'm assuming it said Dak ain't never been to a Super Bowl, but I got Josh over him, which makes sense. But Josh hasn't been there either. But if you look at resume, obviously Josh has gone further in the playoffs. What took his team further.
Made it to the Super Bowl too.
Exactly.
See, the thing with Joe Burrow, why I ain't put him in the top 5 is 1, obviously because of the health issue. Because you have to factor that in. You know what I mean? If you say in top 5, availability comes into play. So you got to throw that in there. And then on top of it, you give Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase, like with what they're able to do in Baltimore and Buffalo without any one of the caliber of T. Higgins or Jamar Chase. Like, I mean, that's crazy. So, there it is. At least the
Herfs.
T is next to the F, though. That's all I'm going to say.
Herfs. Yo, and this is a good statement. It's the truth. So Burrow's more talented to me. Dak has some more good receivers. Burrow has every tool that you can ask for when it comes to a quarterback. Every single tool. Except for the health.
Yep.
Except for reliability.
You could blame some of that on the O-line attention too, though. He has the worst O-line. Out of all these quarterbacks, he has the worst the O-line. Like collectively throughout the years of him playing, and all these other guys that that we're talking about in the top 5, they make it a point to make sure they're protecting their investment in the quarterback.
So just in case for for the people that want to know exactly where this conversation pretty much came from, it comes from this here. So this is the PFF's 2026 quarterback ranking. So as you see here, we basically just went 1 through 24. Josh Allen, number 1. Y'all guys can see it. Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Matthew Stafford, Jordan Love, Mr. Herbert, Dak Prescott, number 8. Drake May, Brock Purdy, Trevor Lawrence, good old JD, Caleb Williams, Sam Donald, Jalen Hurts, number 15, Jared Goff, CJ, that had a terrible year last year, Baker Mayfield, Bo Nix, Bryce Young, and anybody else. It doesn't even make sense for us to even mention at this particular moment. But you see the list, and you see exactly how they have.
Is this a fantasy football league list? Because I could say I probably would agree with it with that.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
But
if it's coming to fantasy football, then obviously for stat purposes. But I'm more approaching this as who I would want to start as my quarterback if we're heading into the playoffs for the big game. I'm taking these top 5 that I just mentioned.
Easy. And absolutely right. It's absolutely crazy to have someone that won a championship. It's not like he won a championship like 4 years ago, like 6 years ago. It's not like we're talking about like Aaron Rodgers, for example, that haven't won a championship in like 13 years. We're not talking about that. We're talking about a quarterback that literally just won the MVP just 2 years ago. Not even 2 years ago, like literally like a year and a half ago, if you want to go by the actual time on the calendar. So absolutely makes no sense whatsoever. Now it's time for me to go ahead and reveal my 5. Now, my 5 is going to marry with y'all's. It all makes sense. That's the list again. I'm going to say it like this. I understand why Josh Allen is going to be top 5. I get why someone would have Lamar Jackson as their top 5. Patrick Mahomes better be in everybody's top 5. No matter what, he better be in everybody's top 5. I'm definitely dropping Matthew Stafford. He's going to be in my top 10 for sure, but he has to be beneath Jalen Hurts. So my top 5 will be Patrick Mahomes, number 1. I would say, and I said I can understand this, as a quarterback, I can see Josh Allen be number 2. When it comes to straight winning, Jalen Hurts, number 3. I understand having Lamar Jackson as number 4. And then from the pure talent aspect, I would say Joe Burrow, number 5. Now, it kills me to have Lamar Jackson after how I trash that man every single year. To have, like, for me to admit that he's in top 5, but there's no denying Lamar Jackson is a top 5 quarterback. There's no denying it. And for what he's able to do with the amount of talent that he has around him, he does bring out the best out of that team. Because, like, who's their number 1 wide receiver right now?
Who?
Exactly.
Who you saying?
Lamar Jackson's. Who is
They
his
just
number
got
one?
DJ Moore. They just got DJ Moore from Chicago. So they added him. And obviously, I would say one of the tight ends is probably, like his big time, right? Because they got
Andrews.
Shakir. They got Shakir.
Mhm.
Who you talking about? Lamar or Josh Allen?
No, I'm talking about Lamar.
Oh, Lamar. Oh, they got Zay Flowers and I thought you was talking about Josh Allen. My fault.
No,
So
it's all good.
they got Andrews. They got rid of Likely. He went to New york, but they got Zay Flowers. That's their top guy. DJ Moore went to Buffalo. Sorry.
Correct.
Yeah. They only got Bateman, Zay Flowers. Yeah, he ain't got no top targets, man. He never did.
And Andrews is, they signed him before Likely, which I don't even know how that happened. I think they were just trying to. That was weird, but I don't know if that was a double-edged sword with Harbaugh going to New York and then probably talking on the way out, maybe, or something like that, or they just offered him more money. But I don't know how you just surround that talent with that. That's the only reason I don't have him higher on the list. You know what I mean? Hurts over Stafford. On my list, he's over it. I got him at 2, right behind Petty.
What do you say, Tone? Would you say Hurts over Stafford or Stafford over Hurts?
My 5 was Pat Mahomes, Stafford, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott. So I got Stafford number 2.
So it's funny because this question. So when we was thinking about this, this conversation earlier, right? If you want to look at it from the aspect of, I think how PFF was trying to do this list when it comes to the pure quarterback, like throwing for over 4,000 yards, having over 25 to 30 touchdowns, hopefully throwing for under 6 to 8 interceptions. When you look at it from that aspect, I understand why a Stafford, why a Herbert, why a Josh Allen, why, I understand why those quarterbacks can be looked at in such high regards, especially Dak Prescott. I understand why those quarterbacks can be looked at that way. But we're based in Philly, right? We are about results. And so far, out of all of those top quarterbacks that they had on there, especially the other 14 quarterbacks that they had above Jalen Hurts, there's only 2 of those quarterbacks that I can think of real quick without looking at the list again that has won a championship or has done more with this team. Only 2. So when it comes to a winning quarterback, a winner, Jalen Hurts is going to be on top of that list. But when it comes to a quarterback that's going to give you none but crazy stats, I understand why he may be lower on the list.
Right. And the only reason that was a tough one for me too, because I almost put Stafford ahead of Hurts and put Hurts in 3. But the only reason I put Hurts in there is because he's done it in a shorter period of time. He's been to 2 Super Bowls, won 1, lost 1, but still balled out in the one that he lost. And obviously Stafford won 1 as well, but it took him. He was in Detroit. It took him to get swapped out for Jared Goff and went to the Rams on a loaded team. With the receivers, they had Cooper Kupp. They had a crazy team over there when they won. So that's the only. It took them so long to do that. You know what I mean? That's the only reason I put Hurts. And obviously, I'm an Eagles fan. I'm not going to leave that part out. But that one was actually a neck and neck. I could have flip-flop either one of them. But if you're asking me today, I'm taking Hurts. Obviously, at the age that they're at now, too. So.
Now, if there was like 5 minutes on the clock, you had to pick one of those 2 quarterbacks to drive your team down the field and score a touchdown.
On what team? That's the big question too. You see, everyone likes to compare these quarterbacks, but it's like, all right, then you jump into that situation like, all right, like say, like Tone had, you had Dak at 5. Imagine putting Dak on the Eagles team. You know what I mean? Like with the weapons that we had and Saquon and all that. So that's where I think everyone starts to like, the wheels start turning and everyone starts thinking about it. Like, yeah, or like say you put Lamar Jackson on this team or Josh Allen. That's where it becomes, you know, could have they possibly did that? And is that's your biggest argument too with Larry when it comes to Lamar. That when it comes to that playoff, is for some reason is like he's either tensing up, even though the Andrews dropped that pass. What was it, last year, the year before, where Andrews dropped the pass? That year wasn't his fault, but it just seems like during these big games, some of these guys can't get over that big game. Because Lamar be banged up.
First things first, Steve and ATL, we appreciate y'all guys, man. Y'all, and Sean, of course, we appreciate y'all guys tuning in, and appreciate y'all guys' input, man. Y'all guys are really driving this conversation, so we really appreciate y'all guys. But yeah, it said Lamar, he does get banged up. So once again, reliability has to be there as well. I can't tell you how many years where Lamar was killing it. I'm not talking about the years where he won his MVPs, but there was years where the team was doing extremely well, and then bam, he's out, and he's out for like numerous amounts of weeks. You know what I mean? He's not reliable all the time. Dak Prescott, for example, he's consistent when it comes to him putting up numbers. Maybe you can say because that defense is trash, or at least it was. So therefore, he had no choice but to constantly just chuck the ball for him to go ahead and just stay active in the game for a chance to win. But every other year, he's hurt. So last year, he was healthy throughout most of the season. What's going to happen this year? That's the question. Is he reliable? Joe Burrow, is he going to be reliable the first half of the season? Because it feels like something always happens either in the beginning of the season where he's not available. And then he's on fire for the second half of the season. I don't know. Are they reliable? That's the question. And that has
the Bengals are notorious for starting like 1-4, 2-5. Like they just end up, being behind the 8 ball, and then you got that tough division that they're in, and they're just constantly playing catch up. To your point,
ATL said Cowboys need a consistent catch and run RB. That's the game now. That goes for all teams. It's tough to find those. It's funny if you was to ask, like folks, let's say, the big wigs over in NFL and NFL teams that say that running backs were like a dime a dozen. You know what I mean? Like you can find a good running back all over the place that's able to go ahead and perform and go ahead and run the rock and all the stuff like that and actually put up big numbers. But now, to like fast forward like a couple years, like now it feels as though that getting those type of running backs are not a dime a dozen. They're like a rare gem to get, like the Kamaras or the Saquons or the, you know what I mean? They're a gem, and every team is looking for that type of running back right now. And I don't know if like the Derrick Henrys is like done. You know what I mean? They want somebody that's going to be a whole lot more shifty or, the home run guy. But feels like that is definitely going in that direction. But those running backs aren't as easy as what they was projecting that they was going to be before. So good point, ATL. So I'm going to pull up this list again. I'm just curious, right? Let's look at 10 through 24. Is there any quarterback that's on there that's a surprise or you think that will be a surprise for this upcoming season that can actually be from that bottom of that list to make it to the top 10?
You said 10 through 24.
Let's go 10. Let's go 10 through 24. Besides Hurts, of course, because I think Hurts is going to dominate.
You cannot discount what Jaden Daniels did in Washington, and for whatever reason, they got the Colts symbol next to him on this sign.
Which is real stupid.
Yeah, I'm like, that just threw me off. I'm like, hold up. I'm like,
yeah, like what? Yeah.
But anyway, I think definitely him with the MVP season that he had during his rookie campaign. If he definitely, comes back and does what he needs to do, I would say him for sure. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously, I got Jalen in my top 5, so I'm taking him out of the equation. But that's the one that I see. You could possibly anticipate a Caleb Williams sophomore slump type deal. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think one of the things they were talking about with Daniels was, can he stay healthy too? You know what I mean? That was a question mark about him. He's a frail quarterback, like the run, get banged up. So that's something to look out for him too. I see Hawks ATL put up the the comment about Bo Nix, man. He definitely could be one of them guys from that 10 to 24 range that can. I mean, his trajectory was fine last year before the injury. You know what I'm saying? Freak kneel to win the game. You know what I'm saying? And this dude breaks his foot, man. So I like Bo Nix. You know what I'm saying? And then from that 10 to 24, but somebody who showed me a little something last year, man. Who I think that he might be ready. Man, I think he might be ready to show that he can play quarterback, man. That's Bryce Young. I think Bryce Young might still be, you know what I mean, on the road to, you know what I mean, showing that he can play the position in football, man. So I think I like Bryce Young, man, and Bo Nix from the 10 to 24 range to do decent this year.
If he comes back healthy, and then the addition of Jalen Waddle over there, that's gonna be crazy. Because they still got Sutton, they still got some other guys, that do some of the dirty work and all that stuff, But definitely, and they got a like what we just mentioned, and they talked about the running back that could catch out the backfield. They have one over there, So definitely, that team looks good, man.
As ATL says here, Nick's got good foundation. I agree. I agree.
He loves his quarterback. Sean Payton loves his quarterback. So he has a type of relationship with him where if y'all on, the same page, y'all will do some good things. So for sure, he definitely got a great foundation over
there. You have a coach with a winning culture, like you said, that goes out of his way to make sure that his quarterback is prepared and ready to go. Much respect to that team. They're going to be a problem, man. And you're right. If Bo Nix is healthy, or let's just say if he was healthy, we probably would have a way better freaking Super Bowl than what we had this past year.
Yeah, they definitely would have gave the Patriots a run for their money during that championship game.
Yeah,
that killed it right there.
He stunk, man. They would have definitely won that game. He would have definitely made a difference in that game. Mm-hmm. Just him. He would have been a difference maker because New England ain't blow them out. They ain't play off the Richter scale. Bo Nix would have been a difference in that game, man. They lucky that dude. What was it? What was the boy name who started?
I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you, man.
He was doing. He had him on the ropes early. I'm like, man, Bo Nix would have definitely controlled that game. They'd have won that game, in my opinion.
I definitely agree. And I believe, in all honesty, they would have beat Seattle. I really do believe they probably would have beaten Seattle. It's not like again.
We see it would have to be, the running back obviously was the difference in the game. Clearly, was the kicker. You know what I mean? But because Darnold wasn't airing it out, so.
That team, man, because they got a tight end and the guy they got from the Jaguars. I forgot his freaking name. Ingram. They got
Oh,
Ingram.
yeah.
They got
Mhm.
Harvey in the backfield. They have Sutton and some other guys, that was playing wide out. They had some weapons. They were more equipped to go up against Seattle for sure.
And you know what
But
else?
Facts.
I don't know, man. Seattle was just rolling with the hot hand, man.
And we just said it. Well, Cap said it. The pedigree that Peyton brings. They would have outcoached. They would
They
have
would have
outcoached.
been ready. Yeah, definitely. Yep. That would have definitely came into play.
But the talent and the outcoaching, Denver, damn man, that nut ass meal, man. Saved, cost them a banner raising, man.
It makes no sense in thinking about that whole Super Bowl. You know who had more yards in that Super Bowl than any running back that was on there? Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny ran all around that whole entire field, the whole entire halftime show. I think he had more yards with the ball in his hand in a couple of those scenes with the live people trees running around. He had more yards than any other player that was on either one of those teams. That Super Bowl was trash. And I think Bo Nix probably would have made a big difference. But that's a different conversation. So the good thing is that this is one of those conversations that's going to continue because football season is right around the corner. Teams is already showing up for training camp already because the Hall of Fame game. Football season is right here. And it's crazy how fast, like it feels like this season, this off season has passed. Maybe because for about 4 weeks now, we've been waiting for LeBron James to come up with a dang-going decision about where the heck he's going, which is irritating the living crap out of every single one of us. Literally, we've been talking about this for like 3-4 straight weeks, and I can't watch ESPN no more, which is a whole different conversation. We'll talk about that too. But I can't watch ESPN right now because they're talking the same thing constantly. Makes no sense whatsoever. But it's now that the steam has definitely settled. Gentlemen, how y'all feel about this whole entire LeBron James saga? Are y'all sick of it? Do you just want this? Like, what do y'all guys think? Hey, Tone, you can go first.
I don't know, man. It's just like a soap opera, as the world turns. But do we expect anything different for real? Like,
nope.
I think we got to stop giving it the attention that it's seeming like it's so desiring to have, man. Like, this dude is. I told y'all. I keep telling you, he's a spectacle, man. Like, this is what another thing you got to think about too, man. When it comes to your team, this is the type of stuff you want to be dealing with, like the antics, the storylines, you know what I mean? And him talking about he reading books that he don't read. Like he said, they asked him to quote a line from the Godfather. He couldn't even do that. He's talking, man, there's so many great ones, man. I don't even know. Boy was like, give me one. Just give me one of them. He's like, nah, there's so many of them. He said he just want one then. Just say one. Like, this dude just always got something with him, man. Like, it bugs me, man. Like, you got Adam Silver talking about it will hurry up and make a decision so I can make the schedule. Just make the damn schedule, man. So show that dude like he don't run the league, man. Like, so what? Just make the schedule. Don't put him on Christmas. Don't put him on Thanksgiving. Make him play on the 4th of July when the NBA ain't even in season. Like, don't care about who cares, man. Just make the schedule. Stop giving him leverage. Stop giving him the attention that he's so seeking for. Like, come on, man, you've been in the league long enough, bro. Like, you ain't never go to college. Like, what is going on, man? What is all the attention seeking about, Like, please, that's what I want to know.
Yeah, Burger.
Yeah, man. I don't understand what's taking them so long. I mean, I get like during the one podcast where he was speaking when they were at that Fanatic Fest, they were talking about, like he's talking about the whole family thing. But I'm like, bro, like you already knew you was gonna become a free agent. Ain't that something that you would talk to your family about before telling LA that you weren't gonna be there? So I feel like as though like he should have had time. Like you already see with the Miami situation, you already been there, done that. So you already know what you're getting yourself into. Same thing with Cleveland. And then if there's a different team, I see you possibly visiting with these other teams with new management and all that stuff. But taking this long is just like, bro, like just put it to rest already. Just select the team, so everybody can move on. And I think this is one of the reasons why, that a lot of people, because obviously, when he left Cleveland, they were burning his jersey. They were pissed off that he left, went to Miami,
Yep.
created animosity. But now it's a different story where now you got multiple teams, multiple fan bases, where you got Philadelphia, you got Miami again, and you got Cleveland again, and then you got possibility the Warriors jumping into the mix where all these fans are getting excited with the possibility of adding LeBron James. And if he doesn't come to your team, every single person in that fan base is going to have the hatred towards LeBron. I know he doesn't care at the end of the day, but this is why you have a lot of people that don't look at you as the GOAT or look at you differently because of all these things that you do, off the court. You know what I mean? That tarnishes his legacy.
Now, ATL said storybook ending. Go to the Knicks. Real talk. Here's the thing, right? If the Knicks did not win last year, that would definitely make sense to me. But because Mr. LeBron is Mr. Drama, that's not enough drama. You know what I mean? That's not enough drama. They already won. They already proved they don't need him to win. So therefore, I don't see him going to the Knicks.
Honestly,
I don't. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I think he had his storybook for real, playing with his son.
I don't even think this is his last year. That's the thing, though.
Yeah, they said
he never even said it was his last year.
They said in 2 years. They said whatever.
And if that's the case, like I really don't understand why he hasn't made the decision. It's not even going to be for this ain't your last year. Because I'm like, bro, like it would have been simple to me. I would have been like, all right, I'm either going to Philly, Miami, or Golden State, and then my last year, I'll spin the block and go back to Cleveland. Like it would have been that simple. But I don't understand what the hell is going on and why he's taking so long. But I mean, obviously, each of these organizations will love to have him, especially the fan bases. But on the flip side, now you're gonna have, 3-4 fan bases that were, hoping they get you on their favorite team, and they're gonna be disappointed. And now when you get to when he comes here to play those teams or different, wherever they're playing at, they're gonna be booing the shit out of him. You know what I mean? And creating that animosity.
F you, LeBron. F you. That's gonna be tone regardless if he's a Sixer or not. Soon as at number 23 for your Philadelphia 76ers, LeBron James. The whole crowd cheering. Tone. Boo!
I ain't gonna
Boo!
I ain't gonna boo. I ain't gonna be all crazy, but I ain't booing.
So that's one of the questions that's been out there. LeBron is concerned about Embiid. I can't trust any of these reports anymore. When you have his agent saying that it's not about this, it's not about that, but then he'll go on another podcast and say that LeBron is all about this, is all about that, which goes against everything he said earlier. And now, like, he's concerned with Embiid, but yet he said that, he enjoyed playing with Embiid during the Olympics. And then you have Mr. Paul again says it's not even about Embiid. It's about Maxey. It's about him playing with Maxey. If he's going to pick Philadelphia, it's going to be about Maxey. It's not about Embiid. So is he concerned about Embiid or he's not concerned about Embiid? Who knows? I don't trust any of these reports anymore because they're just looking for clickbaits right now.
Yeah, but LeBron did say at Fanatic Fest, trust the process. He did say
twice.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's just the whole back and forth thing, and like then everyone's trying to link different things. Then you got earlier today or yesterday, whatever it was, when they had a whole news conference set up down in Miami, like when it was going to go
Yeah,
live or whatever on the
on
YouTube,
27th.
whatever the hell it was, and people started noticing that. So you just got everyone picking up any little thing, man, any little thing.
And also, too, everybody named Mom wants to be the one to like be the one to call it. Like,
Right.
yeah, I was the first.
Yeah. We probably should be looking forward to for the news to drop. We should be checking for TMZ. They probably gonna be one of the first drop that John. Like, it ain't even gonna be MTV.
Probably trying to get a bag for the decision though. Like, you know what I mean? Playing on a league
Yeah.
minimum, he probably like, yo, who want this news? Like, or who wants this special? It'll be on Netflix or something.
See, ATL, man, like I always end up like appreciating and agreeing with your first half of your statements, and then you say something else, and then it makes me hate the whole entire statement and his old self. So he said, Brian ain't good either way. Just go to the Warriors. If he goes to the Warriors, that makes sense to me, though. If there was a team for him to go ahead and choose outside of Philly, for him to have his swan song type of like season, I can see him just doing it for fun with Steph. I can see that. And I actually wouldn't mind actually watching it.
Playing with Uncle Drew and them. Oh, it.
Yeah, a whole bunch of old dudes, right? But then ATL says, go to the Knicks to guarantee chip. Ain't no guarantees no more, man. Forget the New York Knicks. God, I can't stand the Knicks. I can't stand the Knicks. Look, they won their championship, man. We're good. We're good. We don't need to see no more. Whoa. Now that's blasphemous. Tone, I don't gotta say anything. The only reason I say the Knicks would put him above MJ. That's blasphemy from this podcast, bro. Absolute blasphemy.
Oh, it's just, no, man. It's like, how many teams he going to join to have to go? He going to go to 18 different franchises. He better have the most championships.
And he's still not. He's still not.
He going to play with every franchise in the league and still only have 4 championships. But
so,
hey, listen. I don't know why he's so heavy on him going to the Knicks though. Like why the Knicks? Because the mecca of basketball. Like what's the Knicks got to do?
I mean, they got the coach connection, obviously, and playing in New York. That would be the whole twist. But,
so, you know what? That's okay. Here we go. See if he
used to. If they didn't win last year, to Larry's point earlier, if they didn't win last year and they made the finals and lost, and then they definitely would have been on the table.
Yeah.
Then it would have made sense because now you got that situation here. Since '83 he comes here, the process is complete with LeBron, with King James joining fragile knee Embiid to complete the process.
Fragile knee.
Yeah, fragile knee. The process. Yeah, he's going to have his knee processed in the ER. But
I see Bron like, yo, Embiid, sit your ass down. We need you for the playoffs.
His knee is processed already.
Yeah. This is the process. Yep. Sit your ass down until the playoffs.
Yo,
that's what we need.
So I can see LeBron like halfway through like a playoff game or what have you. He look at Embiid and this is what you say.
You just walked off the bench. How you got hurt? No, you know what he'll do that. Why you keep falling like that?
Yeah, right.
Why you keep falling like that? It was just a layup. No one was around you.
Okay.
Back to back.
Back to back. Whatever. Don't be surprised if New York get rained out in the first round next year. I wouldn't be surprised. It would not surprise me at all. Especially right now. It's so you have a team. Yes. Very good one. I can see that. Well, no, how about this? I don't see LeBron being there, but what I can see is Indy actually being a pretty decent team this year. You know, I want to see Halliburton actually come back and actually have a successful season. That's just me.
They're a different team right now. Then when they went to the finals.
True.
They're a different team. But then Halliburton got to get back. He got to get back into that player. Like, I don't know. I don't see. Brown don't take Indy anywhere far. Not in my opinion. Not what was already in the East.
So quick question. When you look at the Sixers squad and you look at what's going on with Miami, if Miami is the team, they keep saying that Miami looks like him going there makes sense. It don't make sense to me. I don't see LeBron being there and making it make sense. Does it make sense to y'all?
No, I mean we talked about it. What, the last 2 episodes? It's gonna be a whole month we've been talking about this. I mean, obviously you got it just looks right. You know, joining the 76ers over there, you got Bam, Giannis, and then it'll be James. There's it. You know, LeBron. So you got them 3. Then you got some other guys like just, you know, they not Mitchell from the Cavs, the other Mitchell. You know what I mean? And then you guys got a couple other guys. Exactly. You got to play the forward. He's a forward, and who needs a forward? The Sixers. You know what I mean? You go to the Cavs. They got the second best roster for him to join, in my opinion. You know, with the guys that they got. And then, I mean, if he wants to go to Golden State with all the older guys and see what they could, you know, like cook up over there. But I don't see them making it through a season together. You know what I mean? You need everything to go perfectly fine with some guys that got some miles. You know what I mean? So I feel like here, joining the Sixers would be, you got 2 young guys that could, you know, run the floor when you need them to run the floor. Then you got, you know, another Finals MVP and Jaylen Brown now that can, you know, take the workload when he has to. Then you'll have some nights that LeBron goes off, and then you'll have some nights that when Joel Embiid is playing, that he's going to do his thing.
Sixers got so many ball dominant players.
Yeah, do the math. Somebody's going to score 30, 2 will score 20 to 25, the other 2 score 15. That still don't even put you at 100. There's plenty to go around.
And first ladies in the house, thank you for noticing. It's a story that goes behind it, and I'll tell you the story behind the scenes. There's a story that goes behind why I'm holding the GNT mic. Yeah. And no, we will not get into it right now.
I'm gonna put it on the IG comment. I got it.
Yeah.
No, you putting on the IG comment is going to make it even worse. So it's nothing even bad, but it's, you know, it is what it is. All right. So before we get ready to you know, to shut down officially, because we're working on this hour. Well, actually, we got some more stuff that we need to talk about. We can go past it, but just in case for our IG family, for some reason, IG decided to go back with the rules again to go ahead and cut off at an hour. All right. So as soon as the 1 hour hits, chances are y'all guys are going to be dropped from the show itself. So just know that it's not us. That's the Instagram thing. Instagram is doing that now. So we apologize in advance, but we thank y'all for being here with us for this evening. And as always, we definitely appreciate y'all. But just remember, just in case if it comes down to it, if you still want to be part of the show and part of our conversation on IG, right there is our QR code to link you directly to our YouTube channel. You can just go ahead and click right on that. And then that will lead you right back here so you can continue the conversation, even if you do drop out from IG. All right. So IG family, that's the QR code that will link you right to YouTube. And then we'll be able to see your comments and see everything right from here. So I'll leave that up for a couple more minutes. All right. So a couple more things we want to talk about. The main thing, like the thing that really pissed y'all two off, was the ESPN thing. But how out of nowhere they decided to go ahead and cut all of these analysts, all of these big time name people that we've been watching on ESPN for the last number of years. One of them for like 10 years. Another one for like 30 years. But a lot of really big names on ESPN just cut and just fired. One fired in the middle of his show. But Tone, I know you wanted to get into that because you was irritated the most. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the mic right in your hand for you to go ahead and talk about it first.
Yeah, man, it's just a crazy thing, man. Like you see these firings, you know what I'm saying, people, and then you see them giving more money to other, you know what I mean, sports analysts on it, man. Like, I told you, I think it was just a targeted attack, man. Majority of the people, black, they was letting go, man. I don't know what that's all about, man, but it just seems like, you know what I mean, our people always behind the eight ball when it comes to, you know, things like this, man. I guess what they call is the DEI hires and all this and that, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's just that they only need one, so they just let everybody go, man. That's just the way I looked at it. Like, I mean, you got people on these platforms, man, that play the game. So they giving you the insight from, you know, they give you an opinion, you know, for one, but they also give you insight from the game. You know what I'm saying? And who else to get, you know, these kind of, you know, ideas and reactions, and, you know, it can take you inside a huddle, it can take you inside the locker room, you know what I'm saying? And then just to get rid of these guys, man, you know, for what? For what? So, like I said, just to pay the people that's already on there. You know what I'm saying? You're driving into a certain demographic where you only want, you know, a certain, you know, look on there. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't like it. I don't like it at all, man. Like I said, it seemed like our people was targeted. You know what I mean? Out of the majority of the people who fired, you know what I'm saying, were black. So that's the way I looked at it, man. You know what I mean? Shame on ESPN for doing that. Like, I don't know if you know, they cut some of these shows that you got running, you know what I'm saying? Like, over and over and over and over again. Like, you know what I'm saying? Where you can have the space to maybe put these other, you know, programs on or not, you know what I'm saying? It being, yeah, like, I mean, that's crazy. That's why I think we need our own network. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we ain't got to worry about that outshining the master and all this niggas. We who the master. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't us. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. It's like a targeted situation, man. It stinks.
Yeah, Berger.
It's definitely something that I think it's just, you know, like, and I shared this with the group as far as like certain things that, you know, looking like from the outside in, where I just honestly think they just see the power that these guys have with being able to start their own thing like the Pivot Podcast and have substantial support and numbers that they're doing. The same thing with Cam Newton. And he's only been doing the 4th and 1 not that long. But everyone's tuning in, they're getting, you know, attention and all that stuff. And, you know, the one thing that I would say that I could possibly see them frowning upon is the way that they're conducting their podcast and doing things on different platforms that they're driving. You know, with some of the guests and some of the topics that they're having on there, and then now they're on the Disney Network channel, which is ESPN. you know what I mean, that frowns upon certain things that they possibly do on those platforms. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, man, I just think again, you know what I mean? Like it is one of the things that I think once people start figuring things out for their own and knowing how to start their own things and know the ins and out of certain things. I mean, like look at Gilly and Wallow and what they're doing here in Philadelphia with what they're able to do with the urban community and tap in with all the minorities and stuff here and the support that they get and what they're able to do with starting their own boxing events and they're just all over the place. They just getting the money by any means, any way possible. It's is definitely a threat. You know what I mean? And they're like, yo, like, I think in some cases, they're like, bro, we giving them the sauce by having them on our platform and showing them how things are ran behind the scenes. And then they're taking that and with their creative ideas, with their clout, with the names that they have, and, being ex players and stuff like that, they can easily do a lot more with just minimum information that took years of them building, on a platform of ESPN and take that and tap in with different people on that side. Yo, come over here, possibly stealing different employees and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, man, I think it's just a threat at the end of the day. I know they're going to go right to the monetary part, but I mean, it's just sad to see certain things like the way they did the RC situation while he was on air that he knew that he's not no longer with ESPN. That's crazy. That wasn't even from a professional standpoint. It was just crazy work. But it's just one of them things, man. Like I just look at it, I'm just like, man, you just gotta be careful, like, with how deep you get into certain jobs and employment, because at the end of the day, when it really comes down to it, like everybody's just is just a person with a number, and the number it happens to be the salary, and if it's not matching or aligning with what they're trying to do, that's the easiest thing to cut.
So just going over some names real quick: Carl Ravick, Ryan Clark, Cam Newton, David Lloyd, Tom Pelissero, and Charles Davis, Bart Scott. Those are the ones that, like, the big names that was there that was let go from Tuesday. I want to say just in case that I miss anybody else. But obviously the biggest name on there was Ryan Clark, because if it wasn't for his the way that he contributed to NFL Live over there, they wouldn't have a sports Emmy. I mean, it was him with the other three, with Mina Kimes and like Swagoo, those guys. No, they brung you in to want to know more about stuff on the regular basis when it comes to the NFL. The same way that when we look at Charles Barkley and Shaq and Kenny Smith every day when it comes to the NBA, and how we want to watch them and see what they think about the games that's going on. That's how the majority of people felt about NFL Live. And to go ahead and cut one of the major members that was part of that movement that they had, that turned a show that wasn't doing anything at all to a Grammy Award-winning show, is major. And what makes it so crazy is, so we know that Ryan Clark, for example, Ryan Clark was cut with 10 minutes left on the show, right? Later on that night, and I needed to really look this up to make sure it was for sure it happened that night, because I believe it was. With ESPN, Ryan Clark's podcast, The Pivot, did something with ESPN for college football. Mm-hmm. So he was still doing something with ESPN, but under the podcast label, but not Ryan Clark as the individual. So they're still getting something from Ryan Clark, even though it's not Ryan Clark that's on the show. Make it make sense.
Yeah, I mean, just like the statement he said there, the comment with the wave is changing, media is old, podcasts and YouTube is taking over. And I strongly believe that because of the same reason, like you just mentioned, with Barkley, Shaq, and all that. What makes that specific crew great is that you could tell it's nothing scripted, it's organic. They say some things that sometimes we be looking like, whoa, what Barkley
Oh,
said, like is real. Like, you know what I mean? Just like our podcast here, like ain't nothing scripted. We go on live for a reason. A lot of people want to sit there, record, chop it up, make it look good, add effects, do all these things. It's hard to sit there and do, what we do at our level. And that I can imagine, when these guys, are sitting there in their studios and have all, engineers and people at their disposal to get these podcasts off the ground and, the YouTube channels and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, they're being genuine, they're being real. Is the real people that you see, is not the person that's sitting, at the ESPN making sure that they don't say anything, walking on eggshells, incorrectly or inappropriate or something that's not PC, or keeping things PC and not offending anybody. But these podcasts and YouTube platforms are giving us the actual freedom of speech and being able to say what we want to say, within reason. But at the same time, you get the raw, real deal person, and you dive into that person. Because RC, as the football player, I thought he was a decent player, but I never like really paid attention to him. Then I started watching the pivot and just being more in tune with collect the material that he was presenting. And then I became a fan of RC, and then obviously I'm a huge fan of the pivot show. But like I went and got to see that through ESPN with watching him on the ESPN lens. So I could see and strongly agree with the comment that you just posted up.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, the good thing is that, and like we know for sure that ones like Ryan Clark and Cam is going to be no, I don't, bro. Wake up, Cap, you looking sleepy.
Yeah, and good news, I don't know what's going on, but IG's still rolling. Just a heads up.
I know.
Good.
Yeah, I was actually doing that.
Wait, is Sean? What he said you was sleepy the show I wasn't on a couple weeks ago? What are you talking about? What he said you was sleep like last when Tone was gone?
I'm not sleepy now, man.
Wait, you was sleepy 2 weeks ago, Cat? You was sleepy.
No. You know what, Sean?
You over there falling asleep like Eric Snow did at the game?
I did this show with Sleepy Man.
Look, I'm controlling stuff behind the scenes, Sean. That's probably what you see my eyes going down doing. I'm controlling stuff, man. I'm looking at IG, looking at the comments there. Like I'm doing stuff, bro. Oh my God. Okay.
Now, whenever you get some sleep, man. Get some
sleep. Oh God. All right, so before we go ahead and shut it down, and Bird Gang, I did notice that IG is still rolling strong, which is great. So maybe we we prove that our content is not going to have any bad things that's going to happen, in the middle of the show. So they can trust us, they can keep it on for longer than like an hour. So we'll keep this going. But Tone, I know we had one last segment that we wanted to go ahead and do, and the mic is right back on you.
All right, so just real quick, man, I just wanted to give out a couple points in other sports. Panthers tackle Taylor Moton, he gonna miss some time due to a blood clot in his lungs. So pray about that, man. US seizes more than 1,000 domains who were streaming the World Cup illegally. So everybody wanted to watch that game. I definitely tapped in. That joint was cool.
Yeah.
Francis Mbappe, if that's how you say his name, but he's the first back-to-back Golden Boot winner, and that's obviously the most goals and assists in the World Cup tournament. And he also has the World Cup record with 22 goals scored. Boy's a beast.
Yes.
Sad news. American boxer Hannah Rapp, she dies at 26 after being hit by a car while cycling. I said, damn. So prayers go to her and her her family in this time. Receiving that bad news. She had a promising career. And what was y'all thoughts on Trump not getting off stage when Spain received the championship? Yo, what's up with Ball, man? What's up with this dude? They was waiting for him to move and everything. He just I'm like, yo, make it off stage. And then, so he was even a couple weeks ago. I don't know about how long ago this was, but he cut off all kinds of like business with Spain. He's like, oh, I don't want to do Spain business with Spain anymore. Cut them off. Cut them all off. But you in their championship shot, get off the stage, man. And then last but not least, man, the NBA is investigating Milwaukee Bucks' $64 million contract that they just gave to Gary Trent Jr. for an alleged prior arrangement. Just like what is going on in LA with Kawhi. The Kawhi, I looked into this because I really didn't understand it or know like what everything was about. When Kawhi signed that 4-year, $176 million extension a few years ago, I guess they told him that he was going to recoup the money back, some other way. They said I think a month after they did the deal with Kawhi, they signed with this business deal with some financial company for like $300 million. It was a business partnership that they were in. And then what this company did was then gave Kawhi Leonard, they gave him an endorsement deal.
Check on the side.
Yeah, they gave him an endorsement deal for what the Clippers and him probably agreed, would be extra. They said, "Oh, we get you the bread. You just gonna get it through this deal," and that's what is going on with Kawhi and everything. But the thing with Gary Trent is that he signed in 2024. He signed a league minimum of a 2-year, $7.5 million deal. Obviously, coming off of 3 good years that he had. I think, who was he with prior? Toronto, I think. He had 3 good seasons in Toronto, signed the league minimum, and then on July 11th, signed a $64 million deal, which the 2 seasons that he played in Milwaukee was pretty much on a sliding board. Like, he didn't really do, well. So I guess they figured since he ain't really been playing that well, why did he get a $64 million? So they think it was something out there. I don't know how they found that part out, but you know what I'm saying? Interesting things that's going on in other sports. And then I have also, bear with me 1 second, I also got this day in sports. Some crazy joints, right? So back this day, July 22nd, 1909, at Huntington Avenue grounds, Ty Cobb of the Detroit Tigers stole 3 bases in 1 inning. That's crazy, right? July 22nd, 1926, at Mitchell Field in New York, Babe Ruth caught a ball that had been dropped from an airplane flying at 250 feet. I don't know what they was doing over the game, and I don't know why Babe Ruth was the one who caught it.
Babe Ruth?
That's what it said, the Babe. July 22nd, 1962, Jackie Robinson became the first African-American to be inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Shouts out, Mr. Robinson.
Absolutely.
July 22nd, 1991, Desiree Washington, a Miss Black American contestant, charged that she'd been raped by Mike Tyson in an Indianapolis hotel room. Tyson was later convicted of rape and served 3 years in prison. We all remember that.
Yes.
July 22nd, 2002, a judge issued a gag order in Allen Iverson's assault case. He said that he wanted to buffer prosecutors and defense attorneys from intense media coverage. So obviously, the NBA stepped in there and was like, listen, man, don't be talking about that, trying to get a bad name, let the man, go through what he went through. He's supposed to throw his wife out butt naked with it. That's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, we all remember that. And then the same actual day in 2002, lawyers for former NFL player Ray Caruth of the Carolina Panthers filed an appeal on his murder conspiracy conviction. And we all remember that story. He fell in love with a stripper, got her pregnant, he put a hit out on the woman, killed the woman. Sad story, but the kid lived. So he could live through that hurt, you know what I'm saying, that you tried to get rid of this kid, didn't even try to have a relationship with him. And, you know, from the shot and what he went through and the blood loss and all that stuff, the oxygen couldn't get to the baby. He was born with a mental, disability. And then, you know, it was a sad, sad story, but I'm obviously, unfortunately, the mother died, but glad that the kid, lived his grandma raising good life. But that's what happened in sports history on today, July 22nd.
Yo, today was one of those days that was crazy. Like that's a whole lot for just one day, you know.
Yeah, when I looked it up, I was like, yo, this is some interesting drink that happened.
He said the stripper part, all I kept thinking about was the song. She got the body of a goddess. Yo, man, that's a wild thing, man. The 22nd is wild. It's a wild day for sports. Larry was trying to do the math about the stolen bases. Second, third, home. He had to steal home. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, like it didn't give a description on like what bases it was, or because the kid could have stole back-to-back bases, or you know what I mean? Because he had to, because in one inning, how many runs they scored in that damn inning? He was up that many times to steal them bases, because it doesn't say he stole them in a row. It just said he stole 3.
Yeah, they probably possibly batted around too.
Right. Yeah, a few times. He had to be on base 3 times. Like I said, unless he stole back-to-back
second and third, and then something like that. Yeah, that's wild. Yo, with the Kawhi thing too, I saw something that they weren't even letting Toronto complete the trade.
Yeah, it's on hold. They said it's on hold.
Yeah, it's on hold until they figure that whole thing that you just mentioned.
But
that's crazy, man. They was like, yo, we're gonna give you 175, but they're gonna give you 50 cash. Cash in the bag.
And that was another thing they said, that if he did agree to that was taxed a different way, or it wasn't taxed, or you know what I mean? It was like obviously hidden from the cap, because they was able to sign other players because he signed for. And I didn't even know. I didn't even think about that. I said, damn, it was only 4 years, 176. Like he should have gotten no for 200. Everybody was getting no for 200.
Right.
The handshake deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Kawhi's, man, like his story too is crazy, man. Like with what he's been through, like from a personal level, like it's wild. But now to be involved in this is crazy.
Yo, and the crazy thing is,
like, how much bad is it really though? Like, is it? They ain't commit no crime or nothing. It's just, you know what I mean? I don't know. Was this a fake financial?
No, it gives the team more flexibility on the cap space on the
books
to add more players. So there's a competitive advantage for the team to better assemble a team around them, you know, with that loophole. And I mean, if other teams, bro, like that for years, I've been thinking that's how the Yankees and the Dodgers, how they getting all these guys on their team.
They said the revenue of them teams is so
it's so crazy. They pay a luxury tax.
Yeah, that's what they said. That's what they said. They said the Yankees did that all the time. That's how they would. They said that's how that. Yo, if you really think about it, man, who the Yankees have on their team at the same time? Right. No way.
I know back in the day for sure they would, especially with Bob involved. They're like,
but Steinbrenner, man, he rich. He's rich. Like he ain't care.
Yep.
And it worked for him. They won championships, so it worked. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey,
especially when they sat down with Kawhi, like, yeah, we're gonna give you $50 million cash. We like, all right.
And they brought that joint in a duffel the next day.
No tech. Put it in that old Tahoe I got out front.
Right. I said, damn, that's crazy. That's a wild joint. Wild story,
yo, they said that it got loose, like story-wise, because like after they signed him for an endorsement, all the things that he was supposed to have done as an endorsed player, he never showed up to any of those things. So that will open up the eyes to the investigators. Yo, so he's supposed to be, a sponsored player, and he has to be here supposedly for all these type of events because he's a sponsored player, but he never showed up to absolutely anything, nor was he even invited. Like he just was not there. So the investigators like, whoa, what's this? Why is this? Got him. Yep.
All I can picture is his laugh. That's what y'all thinking. Yeah. 176. Yeah, okay.
28 million.
There we go. All right. Is IG still going? IG still going heavy. There we go.
Hey, yo, Sean said,
Thank you,
I guess he said if you look at this show 2 weeks ago when it's going off, he said when it's going off, and then we'll see what he's talking about.
Yeah. Wait for the next comment.
Tony, you ready? Sean, we love you too, bro.
Pause no Diddy cap. What is no Diddy cap?
Hopefully we have LeBron next week, bro.
The cap emoji.
Oh man.
Go get some sleep.
Sean, we love you, bro. And I'm wide awake, bro. Wide awake. No worries. I'm good. There's no red in my eyes, brother. We good. Anyway, with that being said, it's about time for us to go and get some sleep. So with that being said, it's time to shut them down. Bird Gang.
Hey, thank you guys for tuning in on another episode of GNT Sportstalk, episode 144 in the books. Bird Gang checking out. Thank you guys.
Yeah, man. Y'all already know, man. Thank y'all for tapping into another episode of GNT Sportstalk, man. Episode 144 in the books, man. Thank y'all for tapping in. Like I said, sorry it was late on the start, man, but tap in every Wednesday night, man. 8:30, 9 o'clock, whatever, man. But definitely gonna be on air. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Continue to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We do this every week, man. We love the engagement. Thank y'all for everybody who tapped in on the night. We had a comment, and everybody who viewed, man. Keep them numbers running, man. We see y'all next week, man. Y'all see it, man. Y'all know who it is, man. It is the promoter and the show we have this Saturday night, man, at World Stage Live, 3025 Walnut Street, man. Laugh the pain away. Me and my man Ken Jones, man, we run that thing down there, man. Come down there. We got good, dope talent down there, man. Called PJ Official will be down there, man. The comics. That be hosting, that be down there, gracing the stage, man. Like I said, got Ken Jones hosting it, man. And we got the poet Flizzy Flow in the building, man. So if you follow me, man, hit that link on IG, man. Buy them tickets. See y'all Saturday night. Showtime starts at 8 o'clock. See y'all, man. See y'all next week, and I'll see y'all Saturday night, man. Let's get it.
There it is. To our IG family, appreciate y'all for being here this whole entire time. YouTube family, where would we be without y'all, guys? We really appreciate y'all so much for being here, for tuning in with us, and for being here for the longevity of the whole entire show. 1 hour and 23 minutes of fun conversation. And Sean, just in case, I will double check the other episode to see how sleepy I looked. We'll talk about that a whole nother time. All right, maybe we'll get you on here to actually say what you meant without actually writing it down. Paul, no Diddy, cap. So, sure appreciate you, bro. ATL, Sean.
Gino. Ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of Gino, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what he was about to say to you, Hawks Atlanta.
Hey, Sean, thank you. We appreciate you for commenting on GNT Sports Talk. I don't know what Cat was going to say, but we really do appreciate you, bro, for your comments.
He said, I'm sure he fell asleep. See, he fell asleep
He
again.
fell asleep again. See, he fell asleep again.
Yo, and then wait, dude,
the show is going on still too.
He got to end it, or can you end it?
No, I can't end it. I can exit out. Yo, this is the ultimate. It's still live with just me and you. All right.
Damn,
GNT
man.
After Hours, the first episode. Let's get it cracking.
Hey, yo, what the hell? What's going on, man?
I don't know, bro. Oh, Chauncey. Let me I know he had a setup. See, he should have talked about the new office.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, man, but he said somebody wake that and up.
Somebody took him out. Oh man. I guess we could just exit out this joint. There you go.
I'm back.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Yo, Gino went to work tonight.
Yo. Oh, my
So
goodness.
me and on tone was like, what the hell?
Yeah, man. Sean said you fell asleep. Earlier.
Yeah, I fell asleep apparently.
You
So
said
Sean, I guess you was right.
somebody wake that nigga up.
Sleep mode.
Okay, so now it's official. Now we can shut it down.
Hey, yo,
IG, everybody. Thanks for
Never a
tapping in.
dull moment.
man. That's why we do it live.
That's why what?
Yeah, that's it. That's what we call it. Power nap.
Oh, man.
Time to shut it down.
Literally. It is.
That's exactly what happened.
As soon as I said
man.
shut it down, that's what happened. Oh, God. Okay.
It was like then we had like a little circle.
Yeah, little circle. Right.
Oh, God. Okay.
Oh man.
To our people online, Sean, appreciate you. All right. We're officially shutting it down, and I have the power now to cut it off. All right, y'all. We out. GNT Crew, episode 144. Peace.